Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing out there today? Hope y'all are doing good. I'm going to set up my link for you guys in case somebody wants to join me on here today. So let me see if I can remember how I did that last time. I always get confused with this thing. I guess I just don't do it enough, huh? All right. Hey, you're on. Yeah, I set my time right on my computer. That's what was wrong last week. I went into the settings on it and realized that I could change it, and I did that. Oh, you like that green background? Something different, huh? That's what I figured y'all might like to see something a little bit different. So that's why I put that on there. Figured y'all was tired of that blue background. Okay, so there's the address in case somebody wants to use that and share the screen. Anybody's welcome. So what kind of week did y'all have this week? Did y'all have good week, bad week? Had a pretty good week. Had my eyes checked this week, and I have some glasses that just came in. I didn't go and get them yet. I used the eye doctor at Walmart. They don't, in our area, they just don't have them there all the time, but they have them every Monday right now. So I went and took advantage of that, and I ordered me 2 pairs of glasses. I got me a new one with the bifocal in it, and I got me a new one that's just a single vision. There's 2 more folks in there with you. Yeah, I see that. Donna is in there. Okay. Hey, Brenda, we're here. Hey, Donna. And hey, Puddin' Tang. Donna told me she was going to have a guest with her today also that was going to be watching with her, and that is Pierre. So, hi, Pierre. I hope you're out there visiting with us today. And hopefully, Donna will write your comments in for you if she's got the computer board. All those fireworks scare your little dog, and so I had to sleep with her. So she could stay calm. Yeah, well, I have one dog that's terrified of thunder, and I think fireworks too. We didn't really have hardly any, I didn't hear any fireworks on the 4th of July. I heard some yesterday. So I'm thinking what happened was somebody went and took advantage of the after 4th of July fireworks sale and just did them then. I didn't do any. I haven't bought fireworks in many, many years. Nothing more than those little pop-ums, if y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like a little paper, and it comes in some sawdust, and there's several of them in a little box, and you can throw them like against the concrete, and they make a popping sound. That's about the only fireworks that I've bought in the last several years. And I bought those for when I'm on my bike and dogs get after me, I can throw those without hurting the dogs, but just scare them away. Which brings me to something I wish I would have had those earlier this week. I have a neighbor that raises emus. I think that's how you say it, emus. It looks like a big ostrich kind of, and they have 3 of them, and they're huge, and they're in this pen, but it's not like a pen that you would want to keep emus in. It's just a little, the fence isn't high enough to trust those emus in. And every time that we go walking down there, we see them, and we've been watching them, and they come up to the fence and they go back and forth and back and forth, and they look at you funny, and they're a little intimidating. And if you do some reading on them, they can attack you, and they can really do a lot of damage with their feet. So I've been watching them very carefully. And this last weekend, when we went walking, we had the baby with us, and I had her in the stroller. And I said, "Look, that thing, that emu, it's right there by the fence." And Errol said, "It's not in the fence. It's out of the fence." He said, "Go ahead with Josie." So I went on ahead down the street, and he had to there was some big sticks there in the ditch, and he picked those up and he started throwing them at this emu, and the people weren't home, so we couldn't get any help from them. There was nobody there. And he kept throwing and the thing was coming toward him, even though he was throwing sticks at him. Finally, the emu got scared, and it decided to turn around and go back in its yard. But it took a long time before it turned, and went back in its yard. So, but I mean, Mr. Errol, he always carries his protection, but thank goodness he didn't have to resort to that extreme. But still, it freaked us out. It really did. And now I'm scared. I don't want to go back walking down there, because it's never been out before, out of its fence like that before. And there's 3 of them. Well, only one of them was out, thank goodness. But it looked like it had a bunch of babies in there. So I'm thinking these people are raising these. So maybe there's going to be even more of them now. Maybe she'll sell all the little ones, hopefully. And hopefully they'll get a bigger and better fence to protect the population from those things. Yeah, it was scary because they're big, they're tall. They got some huge legs on them, and they're strong. I don't know how you would fight one of those things if it got a hold of you, really. Grab it by the neck. But with those big feet it has, it would be pushing on you. You would have a hard time getting away from it, I think, if it made up its mind to get after you. Yeah, very scary. Especially we had the baby with us. So I got down to the end of the road where we were at, and I could go one way or the other. And I'm thinking, trying to calculate which way do I need to go, which house is closest, and will they answer the door if I... But Misty took care of us. Prehistoric animal girl, yes. That's what I said. It is. And one of my friends said that thing would have went down and we would have cooked it. I said, yeah. You'd had a hard time putting it in the oven, that big thing. But she was just joking, y'all. Anyways, I'm scared to go back down there. We may not go back down that way. Your nerves within. You better believe it. He finally drove them back in to their yard, and he drove them all the way back to the back of their yard. And then he's like, "Come on, let's get by here so that we can get back home," because we had to pass back by there to get back to the house. And I was a little nervous. I was, but I could see he had drove it all the way to the back, and I knew he had our back. So we went on by, but it was pretty nerve-wracking. I didn't know what was going to happen with that, y'all. So that was pretty scary. That happened Saturday morning. Of course, Friday, like you had said with the fireworks, that was the 4th of July, I think Friday was. And look at my calendar. No, that's not right. Thursday was the 4th of July. Okay. So that day we barbecued, and Mr. E, he must have thought there was going to be a big crowd here. He got like 20 pounds of chicken quarters, the leg quarters. You wouldn't go back for a while, Donna? Yeah, I know. I'm seriously thinking about that myself, not going back for a while down there. It was Friday. Okay, well, let me look at my map. Yeah, I'm all messed up here. Yeah, it was Friday. Okay. All right, I was just looking at it wrong. Anyhow, so he barbecued all that chicken, and then he did some hamburger patties, which he had a big old thing of hamburger patties. And what else he did? Oh yeah, I was working on cleaning out the freezer, and I come across a pack of deer ribs, and they was marked for barbecue. And I told him, because he was outside, he was getting the chicken prepared, and I'll tell y'all how we did that in a minute. And I told him what I had found, and he said, yeah, take it out. I'll do those too. So we had all that food. We had I had made some baked beans, and I did a potato salad, and he had some French bread. So it was a lot of food. And then I made a little cheesecake, which I cheated. Y'all ever get those Jello cheesecakes? You know what I'm talking about? It's an icebox cheesecake. It comes in a kit, and it's got the crust. It's like a graham cracker crust, and you add sugar to it and some melted butter. And then you put that down in your pie pan, and you just kind of press it. And then for the filling, you add milk to, it's like a white powder that comes in the kit. Those are good too. Yes, ma'am, they sure are. We used to make those pretty often. Well, I'll say pretty often. Every now and then we would make those at home. And I have made them for Errol before. He likes them, and he said he used to always request that at his house for his birthday cake, which I can understand why. It's very good. I like them a lot too. And then so you just whip that stuff up for like 2 or 3 minutes. I think the white part with the milk in it. Then pour that in the pie shell, and then it comes with a strawberry topping. And I just refrigerated all of that together. And then when it got, the filling got kind of hard, the cheesecake filling got kind of hard, then I put that strawberry topping on it. And it was so good. There's one little bitty piece left. It's like somebody needs to eat it so it don't waste. But Josie liked it too. I tried it on her, and she liked that. So she got to eat some of it too. Okay, now back to that chicken, what I was telling y'all. And for years and years, we just barbecued our chicken by just putting it straight onto the pit. But now what we do is we boil it for a little while. My sister-in-law showed me that years and years ago, that they would get their chicken and they would boil it for a little while till it got it was like all the way cooked and starting to get kind of tender, but not falling apart. And then they would put it on the barbecue pit and cook it the rest of the way, which wasn't much left cooking to do. And it makes for a really tender and juicy barbecued chicken. And we've done that with our ribs also. It works good. It works very good, y'all. I would recommend that. I was glad she shared that with me because it works really good. So anyway, Errol called his mom and dad to see, because he had told them earlier in the week that he was doing that. And I guess he was thinking that they was going to be eating with us, but they ended up, when he called them that morning, they said that they had cooked something else, and he was like, what? So we ended up with all that food. Jada and Josie came and ate with us for lunch. And then Josh, he was baling hay, so he didn't even get to come and eat with us. But then the next day, which was Saturday, then Josh and Jada and the baby ate with us. But we still have a lot of chicken and hamburger patties. But we are out of the potato salad and the baked beans. And I forgot to say, Errol had made a dirty rice dressing. That was good too. He made it different than I usually make it. When I usually make it, I just do some ground meat. I don't do the dressing mix. They make a dressing mix, and it's got, I guess, chicken livers and all that stuff in it, which I really don't care for because it's just a real strong flavor. And yeah, it does sound good, huh? It was good. It was really very good. And he did that dressing because he was craving that, and he liked it like that, because I always make it with just ground meat. I don't ever use that chicken livers and all that stuff in it. Okay, so Pudding says that we would do our meat like that in a boil and use Dale seasoning in the water. Freeze the leftovers. Like it left over. I like it left over. Yeah. Well, that's what we've been doing. I hadn't froze it, but I do need to take those hamburger patties, whatever's left of that meat, actually, it's time to take it and go on ahead and freeze it. But I can send some of that with Josh to work because where he works at, he could use something like that. Look, there's Michelle. All right. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you, girl. I love a dressing too, she says. My brother don't like freezing meat, but it's good. I like the I don't know if I ever froze barbecue chicken, but Mama was saying you could like take it and use it in anything that you would want to smoke flavor in. I said maybe like some beans, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I do still have some of the ribs too. Now I bet you I would like those in the beans. Yeah, liver has a strong taste to me too. Now I did eat the dressing and it was good. It wasn't too overpowering, but he mixed some ground meat in it also. He used 2 of those containers of the dressing mix, and he said he used some ground meat also, and rice, of course. And to me, it was very good. Michelle says you can freeze all that. Well, we're probably not going to have to cook for the rest of the week. That's for sure. He cooked so much of it. When I went and got my eyes examined, we looked at some barbecue pits because the barbecue pit we have, the bottom of it's falling out. It's rusted because it's so old. I guess all them barbecue pits do that, just the high heat in them, but it's probably, I don't know, it's an old pit. We ended up getting one though, and it's just like it. I think I told y'all this last week. This is sounding mighty familiar, even to me. But we got to try out the new pit and it worked good. And what he did was he used the old pit too, even though it was messed up at the bottom. He has some kind of makeshift thing in the bottom of it. Those the bottoms of those pits go out fast, I think. It's like the first thing to go out on them. But y'all seen that smokehouse we have out there, and it doesn't have anything in it during the summer. So what he did was he took both of them barbecue pits when he got through and they cooled off and he had cleaned them. He put them both into that smokehouse. I'm just putting that thing back on here in case anybody wants to come on here. All right, there it is. You'll see it on the side there if you want to. Well, I guess the experience may be different on a phone, but you'll see the web address if you want to get on here. Something else that we got this time, it's like it's a little grating you can put on top of the pit for smaller stuff so it doesn't fall through. And it's just a real fine grating. We found them at Walmart around all the other, like where you find the spatulas and stuff for barbecuing. They had these little silver grill plates, like, I don't know what you call it, but it was a fine mesh, but it's pretty sturdy. And you can set it on top of your grill and you can put anything that would normally fall through the grill on these little platters. And that was really neat. And they wasn't expensive. So I think it came 2 in a pack. So we grabbed one of those and I seen that he did use them. So I think that worked good too. I bet it would do real good. Like if you wanted to do like some onions on it, even the patties, sometimes those try to fall through the pit. So is Pierre still there with you, Donna? Barbecue is delicious. Yes, it is. And we don't barbecue that often. We really don't. It's like I wish we would barbecue more often, but I don't know. It seems like it's just such a big deal to go buy charcoal and lighter and get the pit out, and it just seems like it's a big ordeal for some reason. But yet there are some people that's the only way they cook. You know, they barbecue maybe every night. They barbecue all the time. I guess they have those gas grills. Those probably make it easier. Gas grills do, I would say they do make it easier to barbecue, but to me, they just don't have the same flavor as the charcoal. I guess I'm old fashioned. That's all we ever used at home, you know. And really, I don't remember Daddy barbecuing. Mama was always the one to barbecue. Yeah, Donald likes that barbecue with the charcoal too. But I remember Mama doing the barbecuing at home. I guess, you know, Mama was the cook, of course. Daddy did cook some. It just wasn't a whole lot. Um, Mama worked at the school. Look at Michelle. I see her trying to come on here. Let me add her to the stage. There she is. Well, hello, Shell.
Hello.
How you doing, girl?
Taking a break. I just got done watering my garden and everything.
Oh, what you growing?
Oh, hobble jobble of everything. I got flowers and peppers and tomatoes and all kind of junk in here. Cucumbers and okra.
How's your garden doing?
It's doing really good. It's been hot the last couple days where I've had to come out and water every day because it looks pretty wilted every evening.
Yeah, it is here too. It's I don't know, it's a weird year for us. The tomatoes, the plants don't look like they have hardly any leaves on them, which is very strange. They are making tomatoes though, and there's some more tomatoes coming behind them, even though they look so straggly. And The okra has these weird spots on the leaves this year. They have like a mold on them, like a
I
black.
think I know what you're talking about with both situations in my yard. I have kept checking my tomatoes, thinking from a distance, oh, I must have a hornworm on there because it looks thin. And I go and inspect the plant, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's making tomatoes and all. It's just lanky, like you're saying.
Mine too, and I've never seen that. I've always had a lot of foliage on the tomato plants. And I didn't know if it was maybe because we had saved the seeds, from last year, if that's what was doing it. But
And I did do mine from seed as well, so I'm
oh, you
wondering.
did? That
Yes.
might be what it is. I don't know. I'm
You got
wondering if
me wondering
anybody
now.
else. Well, you growing the okra too?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at my okra plants this minute actually, and I've been fighting some little beetles that have been eating the heck out of my leaves. Let me pull a real damaged one and see if my camera will pick up. See how it's all
Yeah.
ate up? I mean, these little beetle bugs have been just really tearing my poor little okra plants right on up.
Do you have any of that black spots on them that I was talking about?
No, I was just looking to see for that, but I didn't see any of that. Just that I have some eat damage on them.
Okay. Well, me and Mr. E, we went out this evening and did a little video because he was telling me he'd been wanting me to go out there and look. He went yesterday and he put a bunch of hay and stuff down a few rows, and we took a little stroll, and he was telling me about this and that in his garden. And when he showed me that okra, I was shocked and surprised because I never seen that before. But I did get a video of it, and I'll try to post it in the next couple of days, and y'all be able to get a look and see what I'm talking about. It's weird. Very
Yeah,
strange.
it sounds like a fungus if it's like black spots like that.
Yeah, and he turned the leaf over. You could see it more under the leaves of it, and he rubbed it and it came off. So it's definitely a mold.
Or maybe some aphids leaving some. I've heard aphids can leave like colored debris on your plants.
We're gonna see. I might have to take a picture of it and I don't know, sometime you can figure it out by looking on Google.
Oh yeah, they got all those little plant apps too that you can take pictures of your plants and figure stuff out with the little
Yeah,
app.
my aunt, well, Errol's aunt actually was telling us about her tomatoes, that they had some kind of weird stuff going on with them, and she said she had taken a picture of them and used one of those apps like you talking about, and it said do not eat them with whatever that stuff was on them.
Oh my goodness, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, so she pulled all the tomatoes off and got rid of them, and then come to
Oh,
find out her her husband's brother had been spraying the plants with some kind of stuff that you spray in the house for bugs. And she told them they've got to stop doing that.
he was raiding the garden, literally. Oh,
I think it was home defense. That's what it was, she said. But yeah,
what?
still same difference.
Ew. Golly. He has good intentions, bless him.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is for bugs. We'll use that. I'm not going to the store because sometimes them men, they don't want to go to the store for nothing, especially them two I'm talking about. They ain't going to the store. You can forget it.
I'm getting that way. I don't want to go to the store no more. Oh goodness, between the store and the workers itself, and then the general public and the
I
people
know,
on
and
the roadways.
it's getting scary. I know, like every time I go to town or where to just get on the road to go anywhere, actually, I almost always come across somebody who's coming into my lane. Do you have that?
Well, we're in the mountains, so it's a lot of just, you know, 2-lane roads.
Well, that's what
But
I'm talking about.
we have a lot of people, like you said, not paying attention.
They on that
Definitely.
phone. They on that phone while they're
Mhm.
driving. And you can see it too. I notice it all the
Not
time.
here. It's a hands-free state. Georgia, get your butt. You don't see people on their phone here.
But you sure see it here, and you see it a lot.
They'll
So
ticket you
that
so fast here.
you have that, and then you have the just the crime where people are shooting each other and all that, drive-bys. Where I mean, it's not like I have that right in front of my house, but it could be. It's in the parish here. When I pick up my paper, I see stuff like that way too often. It's getting way too often. I'm seeing that kind of stuff. Look at this. Donna says, no, not for me. I haven't came across any going home from your house. Huh. Was a miracle. Okay, Pudding says you can use Google Lens to look up those plants and it's
Mhm.
free, but sometimes it doesn't work or recognize the plant. I had a pretty good one at one time, but I switched phones and then I never downloaded another app like that. But it is good. I mean, it's nice to have that.
See, I don't want to download nothing. I don't want to do none of that. So I either generally know what type of plant it is, or I know how to describe it enough to find a photo lineup that has similar stuff where I can find what I'm looking for if I need to know. But all that apps and extra stuff, I had a fit about that the other day because at the grocery store, we have to have we don't have to, but it got a little membership card. And a little membership card, it gives you the sales price. If you don't have the membership card, you don't get the sales price. Well,
Yeah,
I
we got
have
a
the
store
membership
like
card,
that.
but they had a sign and it said, if you're a membership card person, this thing is X amount for so many. I put them in the buggy. Get up there. It's ringing 3 times what the sign said it was. And I go back and I read the sign, and the sign does not say anything about going online, clipping a coupon. No coupons are mentioned, none of that. And I'm trying to explain that to the girl at the lineup, and it's just some little freaking fruit pies in cardboard boxes. So she don't give a crap. And I'm just like, on principle, it's 3 times what the price says it's supposed to be. Then I go home and I download the app just to see, am I crazy? So I download the app onto my phone, and no, I was right. And they weren't like, it's so much
I
wasted
know.
energy. And I'm on principle, I refuse to download anymore.
I know. But you know what? You remember the Piggly Wiggly that used to be in town? It's a Lions now. And they
Hmm.
are so bad for that. I mean, they'll do those sales and even if it's not on the app, you know what I'm saying? It's just in their sale paper supposed to be on sale. They like use that to get you to come in, hoping you'll buy other stuff in the store while you're there. Well, you get in there and you buy some of those things that's on sale. And if you're not paying close attention when they check you out and you look at the receipt later, you'll see that they charged you full price and you didn't even get the stuff
You
that was on sale in the sale paper.
you have to actively watch them scan every item, because you will, I guarantee you, if you actively watch your items being scanned, you're being charged wrong for at least one item in that transaction that you're doing. I guarantee you at this day and age.
And you know what I love when you go to the dollar store, the Dollar General, you check out, and at the end of them checking pressing everything, putting everything in, they have a little thing on the monitor that says, is everything correct? It's like you hadn't even got your receipt yet or the total or anything. It's like, and you have to make a
You're
choice
doing
of
the
yes or
job.
no. I'm like, well, wait a minute. how do
You
I know if
did.
it's right or not? You didn't even press the total button yet, lady. I need a receipt to look at to tell you if it's right or not.
Yeah, humanity has gotten exhausting. I don't prefer dealing with it very much.
I know. And Puntang said, look, what about the folks who don't have a smartphone? It's horrible. And Mr. E, he does not have a smartphone and he refuses to get a
I,
smartphone.
I am down with Mr. E because I tell you what, mine is 2 years old. It's all cracked and shattered. And guess what? It's still working. It still does what I needed to do. And I'm not, and but it's full. I can't download anything else. I can't add no more pictures of my grandbabies. It's going to explode. I can't put no more.
Yeah. And it's
They're
just so
full
hard
and
to
they want you to
deal
buy
with it.
new so you can keep up
It's
with
so
downloading.
it's so hard to deal with all that new technology and it's just like takes forever. All morning I stayed in here dealing with just that kind of stuff on the phone on my computer with my bills and stuff. Mr. E had bought me a little chainsaw. Well, now you gotta turn in the warranty card and all that. So I had to find the receipt. But then you know what? Couldn't even find a warranty card for it. So I said, oh well, on to the next thing on the list. I ordered some gas from Feral Gas 2 weeks ago. It was supposed to come on the 3rd or before. Well, guess what? It still ain't here. Well, when I tried to get on the computer, they have a myferalgas.com or whatever where you can create an account and just so easily check on your order. And their site doesn't work. And when you say you forgot your password or whatever, it won't email it to you and that kind of stuff. Okay. That's what I did for hours and hours. And then I had a subscription to the Roku channel on my TV. And it had been charging me $10 and something every month for that channel. Well, I said, okay, enough of this. It's time to cancel it. It took
What
me forever.
channel? What are you talking about on Roku? What channel was costing that?
The Roku channel. Roku has a channel. It's
Oh,
not just
because
Roku.
you don't have like a Roku TV already or whatever. You
I
were
do, but they have a whole other channel that you can pay $10 a
yeah,
month for.
yeah.
Have
Uh-huh.
movies and stuff on
Mm,
it, which the movies
mm.
they not worth no $10 a month. I can promise you.
I
Well,
believe
it
that.
took me forever to figure that out. But what you can do is just go on the icon on the TV and press your little star button, and it comes
Uh-huh.
up where you can manage your subscriptions. And I was able to cancel it there. It was easy once I spent, an hour trying to figure it out. So that's the kind of stuff I was doing today. And then I had a subscription. I had tried to do this WinX DVD. It's supposed to help you upload videos faster and compress files and all this jazz. Well, I had got that last year and it was like $24 for a year. But some of those things they renew automatically. And I got to thinking about that and I said, man, I don't want that thing to renew because I didn't even use it. It wouldn't work. Couldn't get it to work.
A lot of them things will automatically renew you. You got to read the fine print. Ooh, these mosquitoes out here are dangerous.
Oh yeah, they bad here, girl. They really are.
We got
They
some little
in my back
scratchy ones.
porch. On my back porch, that's where I got my washer and dryer, and it's under the porch, so it's dry under there and dark under there, and the mosquitoes go and hide out right there. When I open that back door in the morning, you can hear them buzzing. It is so loud.
Mm.
But listen, I got this. I'm adjusting myself in this chair. Y'all, it's squeaking. Anyway, Mr. E put me a doghouse back there, not for me, for the dog, y'all. Okay. But that's for him. No, it's for the dog. We had some very cold weather and we felt sorry for her and we couldn't let her in. She's outside dog. So we didn't want to start that mess with another dog in the house. We already got two coming in here. So he built her a little house on the porch, and what we had was some Tyvek. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They use that when they building to wrap these houses in, like to insulate them, kind of. It's a
Uh-huh.
it's white and it's plastic, and
It's
it
like white
comes in some,
visqueen kind of.
yeah, it comes in some big sheets. And
Mm-hmm.
he had some little wood, he made a little frame and he put that Tyvek on it and he put that on the back porch for that dog. Well, I've been fighting these mosquitoes on that back porch. And like I said, they've been all behind that washer and dryer. And I said, that poor dog, they probably eaten her up in that, on that porch, you know? So I would
Mm-hmm.
look in there, it wasn't a mosquito in there. It wasn't a mosquito in that little house. And that's so unusual for a place like that. You know, they normally
Right.
would really get in there. But it's something to that Tyvek, y'all. I'm telling you.
It's probably got some chemical in it that it's made out of that they don't like.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about trying to fix it, some more of it
Wrap
on that
yourself
back
in
porch.
it.
Yeah, like, okay, let's wallpaper the whole back porch with Tyvek.
Right.
One thing I had tried was I would take I had got this stuff. I've been trying everything, especially if I leave the washing machine open. I notice they'll be all on the walls inside that
Oh,
washing machine,
that moisture. They can smell that moisture in there, I'm sure.
I've been trying, put different liquids and salt fabric softeners, whatever, with scents to try to see if anything will work to drive them out.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing really worked too good. But one day I had put some vinegar in my wash, and the next day I noticed the mosquitoes wasn't in there. And I said, well, they
Hmm.
don't like that smell of that vinegar. And it worked good till it wore off. So the effect
Right.
only lasted for a couple of days.
You have to try
But it
that
does work. It does work.
because we're in some deep, dark woods. And so once the sun starts going down, they come out. And it is, once they find you, it is comparable with Louisiana. They are eating my lunch right now.
Keep moving around and scratching.
That's
Oh,
why I'm
yeah.
wiggling in here, moving around.
I know. I know it. That's what I told Errol. I said, it's hard to go outside because during the day you fight in the heat. It's been like almost nearly 100 degrees here during the day. And then at night or in the evening when it starts cooling down, that's when the mosquitoes start coming out.
I think yesterday here the real feel was 106. So it's been hot here too. I know y'all feeling it down there.
Yep. All this week is supposed to be in the high 90s. And then at the nighttime, it's supposed to be like in the high 70s, I think. But it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that for a while now. It's on.
Yeah, you got a good 2 months of that.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be even worse next month.
Now, I'm scared to see the power bill. I'm terrified of the power bill coming in for this next couple months. I don't even. Ugh.
No. And I've been dealing with them hot flashes, but they put me on some estrogen patches. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that, but it's an estrogen patch. And they started me off on the lowest dose, and it looked like those little round band-aids. That's how little the first one was. And I
Uh-huh.
stayed on those about a month, and they really didn't do anything. So they upped the dose, and the patch was a little bit bigger, not much bigger, and it really didn't do much either. So then they went up to the next one, which is a 0.075. And I think that's the highest you can get on the patches. And they seem to be helping a good bit. So I'm glad about that. That is better. Now, during the daytime, the hot flashes don't bother me really too bad because it's not interfering with my sleep. It was at
That's how
night, it
mine
was so
are.
bad because it would wake me up and I wasn't getting my sleep at all. And I mean, I was having maybe 8 of them a night, so I wasn't getting sleep. Waking up with terrible brain fog, suffering through that all day. And but something else I came up with was I took a pair of socks and I cut them like some tube socks. I took the top of them and cut them in half, and I made me some little wristbands. And I would soak those. I made a mixture of some
Mhm.
sea breeze with some essential oils in it, like peppermint, red thyme, stuff that's cooling. And that sea
Mhm.
breeze is cooling too, because it has like eucalyptus in it and stuff like that. And for the essential oils too, you can't just mix that in water because it's oil. But if you add it
Yeah.
to an alcohol or something like sea breeze, it will thin down and you will be able to then mix it in water. But so anyhow, I made me a little bottle with the sea breeze and I put those essential oils in it and then mix that up real good. And then every night before I go to bed, I pour me a little cup of water and I put a few drops of that mixture in it. And I put those little wristbands in it and I put those on my wrists at night. So they're wet, they've been soaked in
Mhm.
water with that solution in them. And that has helped tremendously. Tremendously. That was a good, that was, I don't know. I just got to thinking, your bloodstream, it goes through here, it circulates and goes back through your whole body. We got
Right.
to make that whole circulation right there. And that stuff has helped tremendously.
That's good. I know when
Yes.
I was having them really bad, I started taking a product called Estroven from Walmart. It was just like it was a purple box. It only cost like $10 a box, and it really helped with the night sweats for me.
Now
It
you
had
see, I
black
tried
mohos
that.
and magnolia.
I know what you're talking about because I tried it too, but it just wasn't strong enough for what I was experiencing. Hey,
Hmm.
Guap Gouda, how you doing? That's from New Orleans. We got some New Orleans with us and we got Pudding from Florida, and we got Michelle in Georgia and Donna Hines in Louisiana. So we're from all over right here.
Yeah.
Good to see you too. I'm glad you came in on the video with us. You can come on the screen if you want to. I have to
I'm
put my
about to have to
invitation.
go. I'm full of mosquitoes, so I'm about to jump off of here and let you have whatever guest you like. But I'm about to run from these mosquitoes, guys.
I don't blame you, but I am glad that you came in. I sure do appreciate it. It's good to see you. Very good to
Good
see
to see
you.
you too.
You look
I'm glad
good.
I caught you. Thank you. All right.
Welcome.
Well, y'all have a good time. I'm gonna keep watching y'all, but I'm gonna back on off of here.
All right, girl. Have a good night.
Y'all too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. See if I can get off.
All right. So there goes Shell. Okay. Let me see if I can try my I had put that link back up there, but it's acting like it's not taking. So I'm going to do it again. See if it's going to work this time. Yeah, Michelle needs some off. You know something I found at the family, not the Family Dollar, the Dollar General, was some wipes that have different essential oils in it, and they work half decent. I mean, it's not like Deep Woods Off or anything, but it works pretty good. You know, you're not exposed to so much strong chemicals with it because it's just it's like essential oils in it, I think. So Michelle was entertaining us, guys. It's nice to have a guest on. So if you guys want to come on, that would be nice. I liked hearing about her garden and all that. You know, it's interesting that she was having the same kind of problem with her tomato plants as I was. That is strange. You just spray your clothes. Yeah, that's a way around it. Just spray the off stuff on your clothes. And that way it ain't on your skin. Ooh, I remember we used to go camping when we was kids and Mama would spray us down. And actually, even at home, playing in the yard, I can remember that was part of the routine before we would go out to play, or especially when we would go camping in Gorham, that was up north where my dad was raised. And we'd they'd call us kids around, and we'd stand like this, and they'd spray, you know, and then they tell you turn around and they spray the other side of you and you could take off. But they had red bugs there too, you know, so that was also part of why we was sprayed. And the mosquitoes was terrible there. They had lots of creeks, so there was a lot of water and some bad mosquitoes there. Donna says she wants some Skin So Soft. That's made by Avon. That stuff works too. It might not work as good as some Deep Woods Off Wood, but I can't hardly stand to use that stuff anymore. The Skin So Soft, that is good. I like that. Yeah, ticks too in Gorham. They sure did. They had problem with ticks that would get on you. And you know, you can get Lyme disease from that. That's very serious. I've known a couple of people who actually have had Lyme disease. And that's serious. It's very serious. You actually need to go to a doctor and be treated for it because it can have some after effects that are very bad, very bad. I hope we never get that, any of us. I had forgot about those ticks, but it sure was. That was the thing that they was trying to protect us from. I love to go to Gorham. They have white sandy beaches there, which is really odd for this part of the world. Michelle says she's ate up, y'all, from the mosquitoes. Go put some alcohol on it. I hate that. Them mosquitoes, they start biting you. You start itching and itching and itching. It's almost like you got to go get in the bathtub. It itches so bad. And then sweating and, you know, the mosquito bites. It's a bad combination. The other day, Mr. Errol was out there. He was putting that hay out on his rows in his garden. And it was the middle of the day. It was so hot. And he had his little shorts on. He had them rolled up. He come back in. He was soaked with sweat. And he had a layer of that dust and hay pieces all over him. It was crazy. He didn't even realize that what his legs looked like. And I told him, I said, Errol, look your legs. And he looked like, oh my goodness. He was just covered with that dust and little hay pieces. I said, well, I'm gonna have to bring you outside and hose you off. But he went outside and he hosed himself off. It was bad. That sweating is a bad combination with mosquito bites or dust, especially trying to work out there. Or if you're trying to clean the barn out and all that stuff sticks, it can be really bad. Shake and bake, yeah. Outside showers are nice in the summer, yeah. I wish we had one. The closest we have to that is the hose with a sprayer on it, which that works. That water gets so hot in those hoses in the middle of the day. It'll burn your skin, I believe. I know Errol had left some tools out in the back of his truck the other day. He had went and looked at something. And he come back and he had them tools in the back of his truck, like some wrenches and stuff like that, in a little bag. And when he thought about it, it had been out there in the sun for a couple of hours. And he brought that under the porch and he tried to get a tool out of it. And they couldn't even touch him. That's how hot it was. He called me out there. He said, come look at this. He said, try to touch one of these tools. He said, don't pick it up. He said, but try to touch one just so you can see how hot they are. And it was unbelievable. Yeah, you have to be careful not to burn yourself or your plants or your pets. It's not a good time to go and refill waters. Like if you have chickens or dogs or whatever and you want to put them some water, it's not a good time to do that. Try to do that early in the morning when that's cool, or maybe late in the evening. A stainless steel garden hose. It's very nice. It costs $35, but very nice. Does it keep the water cool during the day? I don't know if I've ever seen that, a stainless steel garden hose. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yep, on Amazon. Yeah. Michelle says she likes to bleed her line before she waters her plants. You know what else works good? If you take that while you spraying it, go on ahead and spray your hose down, even though the water is hot. If you spray that hose down, that helps the water in it to cool off a lot quicker too. And Pudding Tank says, yes, the water is cool. Well, you have just taught me something. I didn't even know that existed. I'm gonna have to look into that. Now you see, Michelle said she's gonna go look that up too. She's intrigued. Sounds interesting to me. You might need that. I might need that too. I replaced my hose. I had a hose that was used to, we would go camping years ago. We had a little camper, and you have to have like certain hoses for it to run your water through, or it'll taste and smell like the hose really bad. Well, it was a really nice, lightweight little hose that we would use. And whenever we quit camping and sold the little camper, we kept the hoses. And I've been using those for years, and they were really nice, but they were old, and finally they just gave in to the weather and they no more good. So I bought some that are like these fabric type hoses, and that's what I'm using right now. Y'all might have seen me clean my air conditioner with it the other day. It was like a blue hose, but it's like fabric. So Michelle says Donna says she just looked them up and they look flexible. And Pudding Tang says Home Depot. And I've heard Walmart has them too. Pudding Tang also says they're supposed to be kink proof. And I have not had it kink up on me yet. Well, that's always nice in a hose. Oh, that's so terrible when you pull in your hose to go water something and you get there and you're ready to get the water out and nothing comes out because it's kinked. Oh, that's aggravating. It says bionic steel. Donna said she's looking at it, she's looking it up, and she says it says bionic steel. Guess like the Bionic Man. I mean, I don't know. What is bionic steel? I don't know. My hose has to be really long to reach all of my plants, Michelle said. Most of my plants in a very close area where I don't have to pull that hose out. When I was younger, I had stuff a little spread out more. Now I have everything in a pretty centralized area where I don't have to drag that hose very far anyhow. Oh yeah, hard to get fancy when you need 100 foot, that's for sure. They are a bit more money, but so good. They have them in all different sizes. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Look, generator. Now you see, she's from New York, y'all. Hope you had a great 4th, Brenda and Errol. I'm going camping to Cranberry Lake here in the Adirondacks, New York, on the 26th, 27th, 28th of July. 3-hour drive from here. Oh, Cranberry Lake. Boy, that's a beautiful name. I like that. I wonder why they call it that. Do y'all grow cranberries up there? I know we don't grow cranberries around here. I have several long ones connected. Yes, that's what Michelle said. She just got a bunch of them all connected. That's how Mr. Errol's garden is, y'all. Because he got a, lot of area to cover. So he's got them, a lot of them just all connected to reach everything. There's a way you can wind that hose up to get it out of your way. And when you undo it, it don't tangle and all that. I'm gonna do a video on that and show y'all that. I did one a long time ago. Y'all might have not seen it, but I'm gonna do another one because that is that's very useful, especially when you're dealing with a lot of hose and you sometimes you'll just leave it all out, because you don't want to deal with trying to wrap it up. But when you go to cut the grass, then you have to move it back so that you can cut the grass. And I'll show you how to wrap that up so that it doesn't get tangled. 3rd biggest in the Adirondacks. And I'm probably saying that wrong. I hope not. Cranberries in Massachusetts. I'll ask when I'm there, says Jen. Cranberries in Massachusetts. Every time I hear about the state Massachusetts, I think of that song by the Bee Gees about going back to Massachusetts. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Enjoy your time, Jen, Puddentang says. Yeah. Oh, I'm jealous. I wish I could go. We never go on vacation. We went to Holly Beach a few times, and that's about it. She said, Yup. Jen gets around, y'all. She done. Didn't you go to Florida earlier this year? Didn't you go fishing like in Florida? You remember that song, Puddentang? When I go back to Massachusetts or something like that. I ain't gonna try to sing it, y'all, because my singing is horrible. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Jen went to Myrtle Beach. Yes. I thought so. I thought you had went because I remember you saying you had went fishing, and I wanted to say it was in Florida. You started a business in Boston lately? What, Myrtle Beach is in North Carolina? I'm confused. I'm really not 100% sure about how all that falls. Jen said no. I'm waiting for an answer. FAA license sprayed airplanes with fireproofing. Retired now. Yeah, North or South Carolina. Oh, okay. So you retired from that now, that business in Boston. She's living in her hometown, Auburn, New York. You still there, Donna and Pierre? Hadn't seen y'all say nothing. Ooh, made jalapeno poppers for the 4th. You guys would love. Yes, we would. And my daughter-in-law made some too, and she said they ate all of them before I had a chance to get any. She made them she makes hers by baking them. And she wraps them and turkey bacon, and she has cheese, and I don't know what else she does. I didn't get to see them. I didn't get to eat them or anything. Do you fry yours or bake yours, Jen? Charcoal grill. Oh, okay. Yeah, Michelle says she loves them. She bakes hers too. Okay, so Donna and Pierre, they got their own little rap session going over there. I would like to try to fry mine, but every time I've ever tried to make those and fry them, all the stuff comes off of them. Now, something I have been doing, which is not the jalapeno peppers, but and my jalapeno peppers are hot, y'all. I don't know if I could make those with that or not. Smoked a brisket too. Ooh, I bet that was good. Now that is something I haven't had in a very long time. You have to freeze them before frying. Well, I sure would have never guessed that. No wonder it wasn't working. Good tip, Shell, says Puddin' Tang. That is a good tip. I want to try that. Like I said, though, I think my jalapenos are too hot for that because really, when you eat those, they're mild. Oh, okay. Look, we have another tip coming through. Jen says the light green membrane has the heat. So dig out however much makes them however hot. Now look, y'all, we're getting some good tips here. I'm gonna be trying that. I did not know that, or I didn't think about it. Michelle's dad used to make a good brisket. Yes, good information. See, Donna said she didn't know that either. Michelle says she wraps hers in bacon and then she glazes them with pepper jelly. Oh, you really going for the heat, huh, girl? I pre-baked them, Jen says, for 20 minutes at 325 and then took them down to the charcoal. I bet that was good because it gave them that little smoky flavor. Mmm, yum. That's all some really good ideas. Sorry, 375. Gotcha. I just seen Mr. E pass by. I caught a little glimpse of him. You see, he goes to his cave every evening, guys. He's just coming out of his cave. And he's going to that TV where he's going to be trying to get on this internet and he ain't going to be able to. So I ain't going to stay on here much longer. I know he likes to watch his news. My filling is cream cheese, minced smoked sausage, green onions, and shredded cheddar. Ooh, woo! That sounds very good. Oh, look, y'all, now Shell can cook. She been look, when she was a little bitty baby, she would get her daddy put her on the countertop while he was cooking. He'd be cutting up onions and peppers and all that, and she'd be sitting right there. And as a baby, she would be eating the onions and the bell pepper. And it was so odd for a baby to eat that kind of stuff. But she'd been experiencing cooking for a long time. Michelle cooks like her daddy, some good food. Look, Puddin' Thing said, yeah, he's ready to watch TV. Look, Jen says that those peppers was gone in 20 minutes. And she did 35 of them. So you know that was good. Jen said she had an easy bake oven and made brownies as a tot. I bet it took a little while, huh? Because I had one of them easy bake ovens too, and it would come with these little cake mixes, and it would bake under a light bulb. So, I mean, it took a while. All right, y'all. I'm about to let y'all go, but I hope y'all come back next Monday at 6 p.m. and we'll do it again. Bring your notes for whatever you did. A light bulb, yeah, it's true. It was a light bulb in that easy bake oven. I don't know if they even make that anymore. Anyway, sure had fun with y'all. And I'll look forward to visiting with y'all next time. I'll try to put some videos on in the meantime during the week. It was fun, Michelle said. She's glad. I'm glad y'all caught me too, all of y'all. Enjoyed the visit very, very, very much. Good night, everybody. I'm going to end my stream and I will see y'all next Monday. Bye now.